Time for a full video of a love-hate relationship with PSA. Keep a few things in mind though. No matter what, PSA still has the best secondary market prices. That's why we keep going back. And no matter how bad they abuse us, no matter how bad they treat us. So certainly, given the one-sided nature of the relationship, and given how PSA left me feeling like this so many times, you have to admit who daddy is, and you're going to keep going back. You know you're going back. I know I'm going back. We love the abuse.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love PSA.
What's up, everyone? I'll be shooting a couple separate videos. Hopefully, at least we're doing one. PSA graded card orders, 6 of them. Videos have been posted already, so maybe you've seen some of those. They're all back here, aside from these cards I have set aside. What I did was I went ahead and I pulled out from each order cards where I took the L. Predictions versus reality. So this will serve as a recap in a way if you guys haven't seen any of those videos or you're looking for something concentrated. We'll go by order. Here's order number 1. These cards are mostly going to be cards I thought would 10 that came back as 9s, possibly 8s in some occasions, or even a 7 here and there. Additionally, I mixed in some that I thought that would 9 that came in lower than expected. This is a bulk of them, but what I did was I focused on mainly cards I thought would 10 that came back as 9s. So order number 1, Otani, and again, all of these I thought would 10. Ellie, obviously a 9, and that hurts. I had trouble with these mojos. Just like I'm having trouble with that hair that doesn't want to stick down. I thought that these were pretty easy grades in terms of the ones I did submit. Obviously, there were ones that were off-centered, maybe had some surface scratches that I didn't submit. It's a Churio that came back a 9. Bo Jackson, a 9. And this Chet, I thought this was a surefire 10. Silver Prism rookie. I was going to unload that card because OKC is rolling right now. At the time I'm shooting this, though, it's right at the end of the season. 3-way tie for first. By the time you see this video, the season will have long since been over. Maybe OKC gets the boot in the first round. What the plan is, though, was setting these specific cards aside, and why I didn't set others aside, maybe ones that were 9s that dropped to an 8, was that these cards are ones that potentially I would crack and resub to PSA in a separate order. So perhaps by the time you're seeing this, I've already done that. 61 slabs here, I believe I have. Obviously, they won't all go once you crack some of them, or if you look through the casing, you can probably see why it got a 9 instead of a 10. Something small you didn't pick up when you were initially doing your pre-grading. Caleb Williams, order number 2. Both of his cards I had in there, they smacked down and gave an 8. I had a Drake May in this order of 2023. They gave it a 10. I thought all 3 of those were the same grade. I had put them consecutively in the order because I thought they'd all 3 be 10s. Someone was not a Caleb Williams fan. This was the order from New Jersey. Jabari Smith Jr., Silver Prism, I thought would 10. Same with this Fields. When it came back, I thought I saw a slight little whitening on that border right here. It's going to be hard for you to see. But you know how it is with those paper cards. Colored cards, that would be the issue. A slight little nick on the border. Otani, 9. These Bowman, I thought these were easy 10s, so I put a couple in per order on most of the orders, and I was doing pretty poorly on those. Otani, this particular card I had trouble with as well. I only submitted a couple of them, but I didn't get a 10 on either. Jordan Love, I thought that one was going to score a 10. This Mahomes, I thought would 10. Now, as I was talking about potential resubs, cracking them out. From order number 2, I thought these would 9, 3 cards in there. My feeling is if a card came back a couple grades lower than expected, you probably don't want to take a chance at resubbing. But like I said with those Calebs, I thought that those were 10s. I didn't see anything on them. A couple Jokic stickers. I sent in a bunch of these across my orders. If you saw the videos where I did the reveals, you know. The grades were all over the charts. I thought the ones I sent in all had good shots at 9s, and I predicted 9s on all of those. Some came back as 9s, more came back as 8s and 7s, but I actually hit several 10s. There's one more 10 in here somewhere of these. I hit 3 10s out of the ones I submitted. Can't recall how many I submitted. Was it, I want to say maybe 8 or 10 of them that I submitted. So overall, definitely happy getting the 10s because those have huge resale value. These 8s and 7s, is it worth recracking? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. As I said, the grades were all over the map, and I think the problem, as I talked about in the videos, was centering was problematic on these, so I tried to pick the ones that I thought were better centered, and I didn't notice any surface issues on any of them. So that's why I was calling them 9s. Just because I thought maybe the graders wouldn't know how to deal with the centering, and admittedly, centering is an issue with them. Order number 3, and back to that Jokic real quick, I talked about it in the videos where I was submitting them, was I have 30, 40 of that particular sticker, so I could afford to be selective. The same was the case with the Ohtani 2018 Bowman. I'm submitting the ones that I'm out here thinking are the best ones. They're out here kicking my butt. Saw that Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb Vertex. This Ohtani was funny out of order number 3. There's one in one of these later orders. This one I thought would 10, and it got a 9. The one in one of these other orders here, either 4, 5, or 6, I thought it would 9, and it got a 10. There's 9 and another 9 on the Ohtani. Oh, there we go. 9 on that one, once again. And the same thing from order 2. I thought it would 10. More mojo action that I got beat down on. The only thing I could think here was maybe they didn't like the centering. It was a little bit thicker on the bottom border. I thought it was within the guidelines. 9s, I think you're probably breaking even on this, so you have to think about, obviously, with all of these cards, whether it's worth cracking them to resub. For ego purposes, Optic Tatum, McCaffrey, same thing, a 9. This Durant, I thought this one would be a 9, and it came back as a 7. This one originally was an SGC 9. PSA called it a 7 when I tried to cross it over. So I cracked it out and I took a look, and to me it looked pretty clean, so I felt comfortable sending it back in and in thinking that it would be a 9, but I don't know. Order number 4, more mojo. As you can see here, taking a beating. This Walker, Heritage, Ohtani. I sent in a couple of these as well that I thought would 10, and they all came back as 9s. 8, and then a 7. We'll do something a little fun here that's not really going to be fun. Again, it'll be hard to tell here. Overlap those. Try to get these as close as possible. All right, so you got the 7 and the 10. Again, it's hard to tell what's the difference, right? Let me get the 10 zoomed in closer here for you. Keep an eye on the centering and everything like that. And the 7. I actually felt like this one was a little bit better centering. You see how it's a little bit chunkier on the top up there? So you've got a little bit better centering, see? So, tough card. Tough sticker. Pink jersey. So that is that debate to be had internally. A card that hits a couple grades lower than you expected. What do you do with it? Soto, Update Chrome hit a 7. So you figure something's up with that one where you missed a ding or something like that, where maybe you don't bother cracking it. More mojo. They just cracked me on the mojos. Ugh. Revolution. I thought this Jalen would hit a 10. This Addison Barger Lime Auto. I also thought this would 10. It's Optic. That's numbered to 50. Oh, there he is again. That card, right? I couldn't win with that card. More Bowman Ohtani that they hated. Like, why is this guy sending this basic card? Bo. I think in this order I had sent in 3, and they gave me 2 10s. Caleb, another 9. 9 on that one. At least it wasn't an 8. This Vashanu Auto, I really thought that one would 10. And then these 2 cards I thought would 9. This James Wood and this Jokic sticker. These 2, probably not worth cracking and resubbing, so we'll see. And finally, order number 6. It was a heck of a ride. Cards I thought would 10, they gave it a 7. No nice beaver hunting on that one. The Senga Paper. I do see here some whitening in the lower corner. Again, you probably won't be able to pick it up. Let me just go like that. It's not really, I can't, we'll see if you guys can tell when I do the editing, but don't know if that was there before. There's another one of these Heritage cards. I was 0 for 2 on those, and I thought would 10. This one, you've seen pop up as well. The funny thing is, though, is the Chrome update of his I submitted. I wasn't sure how they would treat those, and every single one of them got a 10. Obviously, value-wise, you'd rather see the Chrome hit than the paper if you had to choose, right? Close out with these ones that I thought would 9. Shaq, Jurian Dickey Auto, it's Johnny Wilson, Yellow Auto to 75. So Tawny Masterpiece, probably just sell this one. All of the ones I submitted, which were several, I expected them all to 9 because they had some little slight corner wear on them. This was the only one that came back as an 8. And there was this huge L with the Volpe. I thought with 9, and it hit a 6. So I'll have to investigate where that was. I can't recall if in that video if I was able to find what the issue was. All right, we'll move on. For sake of keeping this video short, took a butt kicking on that one for sure. So thanks for watching me take my L's. There were some positives to come out of this. What I need to do is go through here now and pick out cards that I thought would 9 that came back as 10. You got to show the W's as well. I think that the stack will be a lot shorter than the L stack. I do want to do a full video. And I talked about this when I was doing blind reveals of this, where I just go through and for sake of ego or whatever reason, just wasting money, go ahead and send these back to PSA and see if I can hit the 10 that I felt that I so deserved. Take care, everyone. Be well.